Howdy hey, I'm Ray and I just moved, so I'm recording in my fucking closet. I'm trying a different kind of designing blank speed paint today. A little bit ago I did a collaboration with Emirichu redrawing Tokyo Mew Mew pages, and I showcased the characters I made when I was 13 that were just absolutely Tokyo Mew Mew ripoffs. They were some of my first characters, so their designs were pretty bad. They had been redesigned once before, and they looked better, but they still weren't very good. A lot of people expressed interest in seeing me redesign them again, and that sounded super fucking fun, so here we are. I did a little bit of brainstorming and then went straight to drawing here, so you'll see pretty much my whole drawing process, along with my commentary, of course. Their original designs were all part animal, just like Mew Mew's, because I'm transparent. The very first thing I wanted to do with these redesigns was eliminate the literal animal ears and tails and wings, but give the characters animal-like characteristics, both as an homage to their original design and for the sake of a more interesting silhouette. And for anybody who's unaware what I mean by silhouette, I mean defined characteristics. Like if you were to literally silhouette the character. For example, Mickey Mouse has a great silhouette because his big round ears are super distinct and recognizable. Sailor Moon also has a very distinct silhouette, more so than the other Sailor Scouts, because she's got the bun pigtail hairstyle. Does that have a name? I don't know. It's awesome. Looks great. I would argue their costumes, while iconic, aren't super unique. So Sailor Mercury and Mars and Venus and Jupiter and all of them have less unique silhouettes because of their more generic hairstyles. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And, even you can argue that can be used for the sake of plot, like Sailor Mercury is kind of a wallflower, so it makes sense for her to have more of a plain silhouette, but that's not the point. It's just an element of character design that I wanted to practice. The other thing I knew going into this redesign that I wanted to change were the colors. Typically, magical girls have a very distinct color scheme with one color making up most of the outfit, and additionally, traditionally, the leader wears pink. I considered changing the main character's color from orange to pink, but the idea didn't totally sit right with me. It didn't click in my head. I ended up going with a white outfit and had the teammates' colors added to it as accents as she acquired them in a sort of faceted pattern, which also ended up being a sort of pseudo-plot. I didn't really intend to make a new plot for these characters, but it just happened as I was drawing them. For background's sake, the original story was a group of girls were all experimented on and injected with some animal DNA, and it was successful, so they could transform into magical girls. But in the past first group of people they experimented on, they didn't merge well with the animals, so they went crazy and evil, and it was the protagonist's job to stop them. And that was it. The lab wasn't evil. They were a good-natured facility conducting non-consensual experiments on random bystanders in the name of good science. Awful idea, awful plot, makes no sense. I was 13, please forgive me. I'll talk about the new plot I casually brainstormed as we go. Coming around the bend, our first design, our protagonist, kept her original name. This is Katsumi! Originally an orange cat girl in a pleated dress, her design is the one that differs the most from the originals. Even though I think the designs weren't that bad, they just didn't stand out to me as anything special. I squashed her skull a bit and I gave her wide eyes to appear generally cat-like, and 2 drill buns to look like cat ears with the long braid to round us off with a tail. I gave her a corset as an homage to her corset in the second design, but without the symbol for fire because they aren't elemental anymore. Oh, yeah, they used to be elemental. In their old designs, Katsumi was fire, the fox was water, the bunny was love, and I think the owl was ice, and the mouse didn't have one. Whatever, there are no rules, it's fine. Nixed that for the redesigns. I have an idea for their powers, but that's totally irrelevant to this speed paint because I don't draw their weapons or anything, so I'll spare the details. Rest assured, it isn't fire. Another design aspect to pay homage to the original is the transparent glittery vest thingy she's wearing. It's hard to see, but in her first design, she was meant to have a see-through overcoat to her skirt, but only on the skirt of the dress, not the top or anything, which makes no sense because it's like a solid dress. It's goofy as hell. So I tried to make sense of it, and I actually really like how the vest works. I decided last minute to also design their civilian forms because I wanted to showcase the idea that transforming drastically changed their appearance to hide their identities. Katsumi has much tamer hair as a normal schoolgirl. It's a lighter color without being completely white, and I got to make the aforementioned schoolgirl outfits. This decision to distinct their civilian form from their magical girl one came because of a different set of magical girl characters that I'm making a story for right now. They're not on the internet yet, so don't ask, but I pumped these characters that I'm redesigning now into the same universe as the characters I was already working on, but in different time periods. And essentially in this universe I've got them all in, being a magical girl is a job you can sign up for. Essentially like a soldier, and it's voluntary, no kidnapping. When you volunteer, you're paired with some magical mascot that's organic and gives you their abilities. And because they're organic, it means each magical girl has a potential for having a drastically different, very weird set of power or rules from other magical girls. Katsumi's partner has a divine destiny sort of theme where she's meant to pair up with a certain group, and she becomes more powerful and takes on their colors as she does. But she has absolutely no control over who her teammates are because it's a destiny thing, and this is for the better or for the worse. Next up is Emi. Her original name was Akane, but I wanted to pick something else. Just anything else. I chose her colors last, so she got stuck with green since I thought it fit nicest with everyone else's colors, and I chose to go with the original design's brown hair instead of the second design's silver. Her bangs poof up and some of her hair clipped down shimmied up to a bump, so they sort of resemble fox ears, and she's got a big ol' ponytail for the foxtail. Most of her clothes are based on the first design, the metal belt for sure, and I think she originally had boots. This drawing doesn't have feet though. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I adapted the second design's gloves and used the ribbon stitch on the top in various other places on the outfit. And yeah, there you go. She's magical. As a girl, just slap her there. Slap her on the teams. Magic. Civilian form isn't anything crazy. I wanted her hair to be so short that you saw the underside of it. So, in theory, the animation in her transformation sequence could be cool with the ponytail growing out of it, but I haven't animated shit, so she's probably the one I thought up the least amount of story for, other than she and Katsumi are probably already friends before becoming magical girls. I wanted her to be handsome, and also she's... I don't know, I just wanted her to be handsome. Also, other than the literal team baby, she's easily the shortest one. Token gremlin. Azumi up next. Her redesign is probably my favorite. She was the first one I brainstormed any hair for. I was just sitting on my couch thinking about it, and I thought, maybe their hair should look like animals? And then I jolted up and I went, big ol' anime cow looks his bunny ears, yes! I swapped her color to yellow since I wanted the little girl to be pink, and I kept almost nothing from the original designs. Like, look at these. Look at them, they're bad. I still think it resembles her original design more than Katsumi's does. Now don't ask me why, because I don't know. But for some reason, I love the aesthetic of skirt that by all logic is way too short, but this is anime, so I guess we're not getting flashed. So I gave her a leotard with ruffles. It was just gonna be a short dress, and then I realized I would flash people, so it's a leotard. Now's probably the best time to note that these characters are all 18 plus, except for the mouse, but we'll get back to that. I also made the executive decision that Azumi has a flat butt. I don't know why, I thought it was cute, like, almost endearing? I don't know. Showing off what she don't got. Her civilian form was super fun, paying homage to the love element she used to have. I gave her a partial ponytail that has a heart shape, and she's got a big old comfy, actually bunny jacket. Now she's a flirty hoe because love, and I'm gonna marry her. Our wedding's tomorrow, you're all invited. On to Hukuro. Her name is similar to Katsumi's in that it's her original name, and I made it by ruining an actual name. It's based on Fukuro, Japanese for owl. Get it? Get it? You get it? Her design changed the least from her second iteration, because I think of the original designs, Hukuro had the best one. Original meaning the second round, but back when I was still super serious about the series, so we're lumping it together. Fun fact, the reason her design changed so much between the first and second designs was because I asked people on Neopets to critique my art, and some people said, why is the bird emo? I'm so tired of there always being a stereotypical emo character. And I was so hurt that I logged into my second Neopets account and pretended to be a stranger to defend my art and got busted immediately and laughed off the message board. And I never got over that. So she's not black anymore. Her color isn't black anymore. Early teenage me was something else, I tell you what. The biggest change between the second design to this one is that her hair, instead of being just straight blonde, I pinned it up partway in the back. So hopefully it looks like folded up bird wings and a bird tail. Did it work? You decide. She's the oldest and out of school, so her civilian design is in casual clothes. She is also blind, and her hair is going prematurely gray because she's worried about everything. Also, she can't see it, but she and Azumi totally get clothes from the same place because polka dots and stylized roses can't be that common. I'm just unoriginal. And last but not least, you! The teen baby! I knew I needed to change her colors to pink because the ribbon around her gray hair buns were supposed to kind of resemble a pink inner ear for the mouse thing. Her original designs look pretty much the same between the first and second ones, other than her outfit going from white to a nasty green. And I remember I only did that because when I showed my mom the characters, she said, I'm really disappointed with your lack of colors. So I got super self-conscious and I just slapped any color on her. I think her element was supposed to be Earth, but that was never indicated or acknowledged by anything other than her outfit being green, which I never even liked anyway. Back to the redesign. She's got a really long ribbon in the back of her skirt to resemble the mouse tail, and I gave her the same kind of skirt that Katsumi's magical girl outfit has because Yu idolizes her so much. I'm not totally positive what Yu and Katsumi's relationship is other than older sister type figure. I'm not sure if there's anything there other than maybe like straight up a really good babysitter. They're really good buddies. Just know that Yu absolutely adores her. I decided to acknowledge and incorporate the fact that the lab in the original story had really sketchy work practices, what with kidnapping individuals to experiment on and all. So this newest version also has sketchy work practices. The whatever facility in this new universe that is running a magical girl army for the greater good. I mean, they are in fact working towards a greater good, but using dirty tactics to get there, like allowing a literal child to join the ranks just because she volunteered, because how fucked up is that? And Katsumi doesn't like that. She's not happy about it, but it's destiny that they're on the same team, so she can't change it. And it sucks. That sucks. Poor girl. I have a lot more story ideas for them and how they tie into the other magical girl characters I have, but this is all the time I got. Look, the drawing's done. I did it. Look. Thanks so much for watching and suggesting the speed paint. I had a blast working on these old characters again. They were really bad, but they've always had a really special place in my heart. Hopefully I did them some justice. As always, thank you so much for watching. I just got back from VidCons. This is my first video in a while from my standard. But I think going forward, I might be uploading a little less frequently. I think I really want to try and focus more on upping the quality of my videos and my scripts and all that. And hopefully, you know, I'm taking a bet. I'm taking a risk, a chance. Hopefully that pays off, you know. But I'm going to upload as much as I can, of course. And I hope you guys continue watching. And backtrack, thank you so much, and thank you to my $10 patrons, the people who support me financially and get their names read at the end of the credits, just like this. Thank you, Angel Hickman, Jordan Alexander Sanchez, Dexter Koch, Chris Daru, Aiden Strong, Daniel Baton, Mr. Angry Fat Man, Firework Cat 25, Ivy Rosie, Roxas Prowers, Caller 3 Tura, Lilac Witch Kiki, Tony Sylvie, Omar Reyes, Captain Echo, Kumbane Nicolads, Quinton Nash, Josh Aubrey, Jarn Hunstock, Keith Derberry, Haruyo, Spring, Johnny K, Guy Week, Stephen Williams, aka Brunette Cal, Shortcake Snake, Mario Milky Mikchovsky, Doodle Crazy Meg, Star Stevenson, Andre, Johnny Stars, Double Anon, Chi Cherry Lemon, Dojo Kid, Solo Ghost Troll Killer 254, Raiden, Stratus Wind, Insanity, the Chode Father, J-Bay Mayday, Demonte Prince, Nekozawa, Spooky, Sir Bork, James Zamora, The Shrubs Art, Ashfear, Cute Cadaver 18, Midnight Paradise, Crazy Kitsune, East West 333, Zephistus, A Myriad of Stars, Dox the Wizard, Triviola, Flaming Puppeteer, Maurice, Brian Lee, Madam Starfall, Leo Convoy, Skilled Dragon, Sylvie, Distorter, Night Mage 14, Sheriff, Yeehaw, Ariel the Skelegoat, Witchy Toby, Kutera, Zelphus, Renstrav, Aviovis, Cater, Solance Barrage, Sinister Stephanie, John Kearns, Cheerless, Jacob Dunham, Ethan Gardner, Fallen Zippo, Hubert Desac, Slade X, John Winotch, Chesamoon 18, Stupid Genius, Johnny, Aswick, Arctic Sentry, Sylveon Dream, Tyler B, Basket Case, Juno Orleus, Billiam X, Dude Moo, Zebulite, Cheesprout, SS Ignid Nair, Decaf Hero, Makaru, Chris Sigma, Sweet S, Fox, Hatsushiba, Jeremy Readinger, Shell, Faley, Zelos Tokomoto, Inferosa, Red Chibi, Antiqua, Nimukos, Dust Munchies, Baked Potato, Shade, Audentities, Fire Mega Man Zero, Alley Cat Raichu, Nifty, Arwin, Riley the Gas, Russell the Jimmies, Pablo the Wand, Lily Pia, Dosco, Nikos, William Whaler, Skulldackery, Michael, Caleb Whitman, Emma Joy, Wolfgirl 453, Gus Daniels, Echo Titan, Cesium Avery, Andrew Robinson, Fiverr 26, SGH Studios, Norman, Too Much Spirit, Darvin Avila, Stephen Cooper, Sober Dogs, Jassy Purrs, Jordan Brooks, Shadow, Kuma Osama, Hellgrade, Namorphous, Navati, Dakun Akhosa, Cobaltsum, Chris Best, Foxy Ban, Kaido, Warraven 123, Morty LS, Trash Zuma, Lena Swagmaster, Noombi, Daniel Surya, Alpha Chungus, Creed, Seth Haynes, Inky, Zarman, Kurt Coolman, Red Pandacies, T Deadsec, Hip Hop Hylian, Electric Ninja, Dan Warren, Cookie Brook, Mercy Mayhem, Frenchie the Fry, Jonathan Demoisey, Elmira 503, Bambao, Coda, Filoso Fox, Chirisaro, Lutheroo, Michael McLaughlin, Rosari On, Hikari U, Grand Finale, Amanda Ackerman, Honeybee, Delirious Decidui, Force Raider, Ravencloud, Bookfan Geek, Kyukon Hime, Tiny, Catherine Sokolowski, Give That Frog a Hug, The Scorched Blaze, Swift Chaos, Kara Stark Strange, The Lovely Kiara, Orion Horizon Blue, and Kabuki! If you're interested in getting your name read at the end of my videos, you can check out my Patreon, or if you just want to see comic pages or videos early, you can check that out if you want to, but you totally don't have to. It's totally optional. Or, I also have merch if you want to maybe buy some of that. Again, totally optional. Up to you, my dude, my man, my buddy, compadre. Thank you for watching. Have a really great day. I love you guys. Bye!